Good evening, friends. Uh, Dr. Anand Joshi on this side. This is the third talk in the series of lectures on the infectious diseases. Today's topic is a bit big, and as you guys must be knowing, I'm going to talk about tuberculosis. And tuberculosis is a huge and vast topic. Initially, I wanted to cramp the whole thing into the one. But then as I was going through, given that this is not, this is more of an MRCP examination, I thought some detailing is required. And by the time I reached to this detailing, I had already finished this 26 to 27 slides. So in the today's talk, I'm going to go through the initial introduction to the tuberculosis, bit of an epidemiology. It's a presentation. It's a type of tuberculosis which you should know, diagnosis, and the overview of the drugs. Uh, because the regime, drug resistance, special situation itself is a big topic, I will be going to talk about it in the second part of this. I hope this is okay, because too much of overloading will also be tiring for you guys, I guess. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And one more request, guys. Please try to be a bit more interactive. That will give me a bit of a assurance that everybody is awake and not just logged in and gone to sleep. So I'm just going to go share my screen. And everybody is able to see.
Yes, sir.
I need to get this. How do I get rid of this thing? Anybody can help me? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Got it. Got it. Okay, so today's topic will be Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and I would love people interact a bit more. How do you guys know that Mycobacterium tuberculosis have lots of cousins? Anyone? So we know that there is a Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Yeah, Shantanu? Anyone? Please get. I mean, it's like fourth, fifth lecture now. We should be talking more. Yeah. So if you look at the mycobacteria as a species, we are aware that there is a Mycobacterium tuberculosis and there is a Mycobacterium non-tuberculosis. But this Mycobacterium tuberculosis, it's a complex itself, where we come across a variety of Mycobacterium tuberculosis, in which MTB itself is one, and then we have later Bovis african, Capri, Canati, Micromungi, and Orges. These are all form part of the complex. However, the reason we don't study much about them is because they seldom cause any public health issues in humans. When we come to the non-tuberculous mycobacteria, so they are still important. We have Mycobacterium leprae, we have a leprosy, we have a lepromatous leprosy, which would cause a human disease. Then we have MAC, Mycobacterium avium complex. We have Kansai, Mariam, Xenopi. So all these microorganisms are not very common. However, with the advent of in about 30 years ago, with the HIV coming in, their importance started growing. Over the period of time, after HIV has left, we are now seeing or be cautious about in a solid organ transplant, bone marrow transplants, lung transplant, and then subsequent immunosuppressions. And these people are coming up with their ugly heads up. So from a human point of view, this becomes an important guide. When it comes to the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, so Mycobacterium non-tuberculosis, I'm going to leave it now. We will do it in the next session. For Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the primary host reservoir is the humans and situated worldwide. Bovis, as its name says, it's mainly in the animals, particularly in cattle. And we do, just give me a second, guys. Yeah. So we have this Bovis BCG, where we use a BCG vaccine. Then we have other ones in a primary host reservoir as a goats, rodents, sea lions. So African canity, Bovis BCG, and tuberculosis are the one where you will find it in the humans. Yeah. Now, tuberculosis is one of the oldest disease. Apparently, they say that before the humans, it existed. So we can fairly get assured that if we think that we can eradicate tuberculosis from the world, then probably we are daydreaming. Because if some organism, if it has survived all the ice age, bronze age, and dinosaurs, it's unlikely that we are going to destroy it. Yes, but we can try to control it, especially it being transmitted from human to human. Just 9195073. So it's a slowly growing organism. Its generation time is approximately it's almost 20 hours. So one of the important thing which we need to understand here is if we try to culture this organism, then it's going to take a long time. And again, with the given conditions, it may not grow early, right? So this becomes an important point. We have an organism which is infectious to the human, and you can grow it in the culture, but it's going to take a long time. Now, coming to the identification of this organism, most of the time when we talk about a bacteria, we talk it about a gram positive, gram negative, which is what we saw in our first talk. But these are the organisms which are gram neutral. So how we would we recognize them? So there is another stain which is called a Zeal-Nielsen stain, and when they tried to clear it with acid, they couldn't, and that's what it gave its name, acid-fast bacilli. Bacilli is because they are like rod shape. These organisms need oxygen. Again, they are obligate aerobes. So in the sense, if oxygen is given to them, then they grow very fast. But if in absence of oxygen or less oxygen, they won't die, but they will stay normal. Now, why this point is important? This will tell us why tuberculosis is commonly seen in the epices, where the perfusion oxygenation ratio is less. So there is plenty of oxygen available. There is less of the blood to uptake, so they can proliferate there. Why about we need to know about the obligate anaerobe? Obligate aerobe is that they remain dormant for long period of time inside the granuloma where the oxygen is less. So they can resist that. There is a resilience. Hence, it's an obligate aerobe. So now we know it's an acid-fast bacilli. It needs an oxygen. Now, when it came to acid-fast bacilli, it was also discovered that Nocardia, Rhodococcus, Legionella macdadi, and protozoa like Isopora and Cryptosporid. This 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These 5 other organisms are also acid-fast. The nearest differential, if you are asked about the acid-fast bacilli, is a Nocardia and Rhodococcus as in bacteria, or a Legionella macdadi, not all the other Legionellas. So this is the Mycobacterium tuberculosis for you.